Hello and welcome to another episode of Eric's Philosophy Talk videos. I'm going to be projecting my voice at a large volume today because the phone is some distance away from me and I am on the road, which means we've got a lot of loud road noise and other complicating factors that may undermine the enjoyability of this video. So I'm going to take countermeasures by speaking quite loudly. Now, as I mentioned, this is a philosophy talk video, which means I am going to be talking a little bit here about philosophy. There's a policeman, and he's waiting there, and it looks as though he's going to give some people a traffic ticket. Now, I don't want to be the person who gets that traffic ticket, so I'm driving quite slowly right now. Alright. If I use this previous video that I made out in the woods there, you will notice some updates on the Tinder progress, which is very much a part of my whole deal, right? Which is, it's about identity construction, ultimately. On some level, everything's about identity construction. So what I mean by that is, if you believe you know a fact, that fact is part of your identity. It does not meaningfully exist outside of you. If you believe you know what's right and wrong, what is moral, those understandings are part of your identity as well. Now, what's interesting is that those two different truths are saying the same thing, but are perceived as being very different by other people. So, if you are talking about a character issue, this person is a person of good character or bad character, everybody will not have a problem, let's say, or will just generally nod along with the notion that that is part of your identity, your character. However, amphibians can live in both water and on land. That is a little bit different, right? That's what people believe anyway. That's very different. That fact exists outside of you. And it's just something that you know. Well, my basic position here is that distinction is incorrect. That fact is part of your identity just the same way that your character is part of your identity. That frogs exist only because your universe exists. Now, here's the problem with saying a sentence like that, right? To say that something exists is to necessarily imply that there are other things that exist as well. Why does the one necessarily imply the other? Well, existence foremost, I mean, always you can go to the quantum argument, which is there has to be an observer for existence to exist. But beyond that, there's the definitional issue of distinction. So, for existence to be meaningful, it has to be distinct from non-existence. And for there to be non-existence, there has to be more than a singularity, right? You can't have a singularity that includes non-existence. If you have a set that's completely full and is comprised of one thing, there's no room in that set for non-existence. And if there's not any non-existence, then there can't be any existence. Because it's definitionally meaningless then. So, given that existence necessitates both agency, namely capacity to observe, and other agents than yourself, definitionally, we can conclude that our universe subsumes all other universes, and that the totality of all other universes is exactly equal to the totality of distinct agents in the universe. It necessarily must be the case, because it is impossible to identify a single distinctly existing anything that is not a subset of your universe, and yet we can also conclude that universes distinct from your own exist. Thus, we have to conclude that for each of us, all of reality, namely the myriad multiple universes necessitated by the existence of myriad multiple agents, are all mere underlings. Pretty cool, huh?